Check 1 2.
Nope,
Check.
not at all.
Check 1 2. Face for radio. Face for radio.
Check 1 2.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
URLs 192.
Check.
554.
Check. What's that coming out of?
This TV.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why we're getting feedback then. If we turn that right, I understand.
IP camera.
Check, check. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2 on 2. Check 2.
So,
Mic 1. Mic 1. Can you hear me well?
It's not a video capture device.
you're not very loud.
Mic 1. Mic 1. Can you hear me well now? Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check, check. Let's turn Tom on again and see.
And again, 1 2 1 2 on 2. Mic on 2. 1 2 3. Mic on 2.
Check 1. Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Okay.
Sit there. Shut 'em.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
Test on 2, 2 on test. Test 1 1 1 2, 2 2 test.
Test on 1. Test on 1. Test 1.
Test 2, 2 2 test. 1 on 2, 2 on 2.
Test on 1. Test on 1.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. If you're joining us here on the live stream, we're just 2 minutes and 30 seconds away from getting kicked off live. As you are joining us here, it's going to be the defending 8-man state champions, your very own Colon Magi, versus an opponent that we played just 2 weeks ago on the 16th, Climax-Scots. My name is Tom Smolars. I'm joined by Dan Keller here, my color man, and we're going to try to bring you as best up-to-date and live stats as this game gets underway, and hopefully we can enjoy this stream. We're going to take a quick pause right here for the national anthem, and we'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the national anthem. I get chills every time. The national anthem's playing, flags in the air, Old Glory is flying. It's a chilly night. Colon Schools Band led us through the national anthem. It's time for some playoff football. Dan, how are you thinking tonight's going to go?
Colon looks very good. It's a beautiful, beautiful night for Magi football. It's going to be a great night, Tom, and I'm looking forward to getting started.
I couldn't agree more, Dan. So going over is a little bit of what happened off last time these two schools met. It was back on the 16th. Colon essentially took an astounding lead early and held it throughout the game, outscoring them in the beginning and carrying on through to finish the game at 49-6.
Climax-Scots is 3-3 on the year, Tom.
Well, Climax-Scots being 3-3 on the year. Obviously, they're coached by Kevin Langs. Kevin Langs has been in the playoff multiple times, has been with Climax-Scots for a long time, Kevin Langs' hands. And I know you actually know Kevin Langs from a while back, so you can understand how dedicated that man is to some high school football.
Kevin Langs started his career at Spring Lake, which is where we're from, and then he came back to Climax-Scots, which is coming back to his hometown to coach for many, many years.
All right, we're getting ready for the kickoff here. Kicking off for Climax-Scots is number 2. That's Aiden Draytel. Back to receive for the Magi. It's number 5. That's Mason Blair. And number 30, I believe. 34. Number 34 is Justin Wickie.
It looks like here goes the kick.
It's going to be up in the air. It's going to be taken back. Received at about the 20. Fumbled up there by Wickie. Wickie picks it up. He drives it. He's got it open. Beats the man in the middle and is finally brought down at the 35. So Magi is going to get the offense rolling from their own 35-yard line. And here comes the Rolling Thunder. Keep your eyes on number 20 there. That's Brandon Crawford. Been leading on the ground for the Magi and in the league pretty far so far. So let's see what the Magi have here on their first drive.
Wickie did a good job picking up that ball, Tom. Then he got some good positive yards.
Yes, he did. He didn't panic under the pressure there. So under Robbie Hatton, these boys know the playoff pressures as well. So let's see what happens here. Starting off, Vincent under shotgun. Gonna hand off. No, he's gonna keep it himself. Get back, almost brought down by the tackle, but he breaks that one free. He goes left. Gonna get caught up again. Still manages to pick up just about 5 there, Dan.
Vincent made something out of nothing there. He was actually stopped in the backfield, Tom.
Yeah, he was almost brought down by Jace Ling there, and then I think he was actually tackled by Caleb King, number 10.
Pretty good fake there to Brandon Crawford right up the middle. So everybody would expect that to be the first play of the game.
Yeah, exactly. They actually had me pulled on that one, too. I thought it was going up the middle for sure. So 2nd and 5 here. Magi break the huddle. Coming out here again, Vincent lining up under shotgun.
Right behind Grayson Reithmuller.
Snap comes back. This time they are going to give it to Crawford, and Crawford is actually going to get tripped up by number 5 for Climax. That's Davey Clow.
Davey Clow makes a lot of tackles there from his middle linebacker position, and that was all stacked up right in the middle.
I believe last time these two met on the 16th, it was Clow who led, yes he was, the Panthers in tackles. He had 5 solo tackles himself on the 16th. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 3 for the Magi. Vincent, 3rd and short, pulls it. This time he's going to give it to Crawford. Crawford's going to find his way through. Nobody really people get in his way, but nobody's going to slow him down. He fires right through, picks up a 1st down for the Magi.
Mason Blair pulled that defense over, going in motion, and that left a spot for Brandon Crawford to come right through.
So Magi looking pretty good. Took them all 3 downs to kind of get the chains moving on the other side here, but we haven't seen the Magi go to the air yet. I suspect we'll probably see that here on these 4.
Pretty good field position to do that, Tom, right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Vincent again. Waits for the snap. Man in motion. Again, this time he's going to keep it. Man behind him. Fumble on the play.
Fumble. Picked up.
It's still pretty loose, it looks like.
Picked up by number 5.
Yes, sir. Number 5 for the Magi. Picked that one up.
That was Mason Blair, the guy who went in motion before. He went in motion again, coming back around Vincent, and came back to get that fumble.
Looked like there was a blindside block must have been missed, and Vincent was brought down from behind. He had no idea that the defender was there. Just managed to knock the ball loose, and things got a little squirrely. But the Magi actually managed to pick up 2 yards on that one.
Looked like they didn't get that backside seal, Tom. We'll see what they can do here.
Another man in motion this time. It is going to go to Blair.
Went to Mason Blair, the man in motion.
Blair managed to pick up, I think, another 2 on the opposite side this time on an actually designed play. Tell you what, Climax's line is holding up pretty well and keeping the Magi from doing too much damage on the ground.
Number 7, Ian Ellis, got out in front, led that block. They were still able to get some positive yardage.
Ian Ellis, a man that does work on both sides of the football, be it on offense and defense. Last time these two schools met, it was Ian Ellis who led in tackles. He had 6 solos and 2 assists for a total of 8.
He's in the pistol again behind Reithmuller.
Behind Reithmuller with a little bit to go. Vincent, let's see what he can do here. See if the Magi, and that's going to be Blair popping offsides.
Mason Blair again. He came in motion, got set, and then took off a little bit too early.
And you could tell, too, that he knew that he was offsides. His hands went straight to his helmet. So Magi are going to have to march it back here a little bit. Put him in some hot water. It's going to be 3rd and long for the Magi now from their own 45-yard line.
Grayson Reithmuller helps him set the ball, make sure the ref gets it in the right place.
And making sure that we are staying COVID-friendly here at Judd Field.
Absolutely.
So it looks like 3rd and 11 for the Magi.
He's got him split wide. Nathan Wagner's out wide our side.
Snap goes to Vincent. Vincent falls back in the pocket. He's got time. He throws it to Blair. Blair just misses the ball, and that's going to bring up 4th and 11.
Nathan Wagner went inside, and then they ran the wheel route to Mason Blair coming around the side.
Had that gone to Blair, he could have picked up a few more. I think he would have seen a good gain there for the Magi.
Nathan Wagner took 2 defenders with him to the inside. Here we are, 4th down.
4th down. The Magi are looking like they're going for it. Let's see what happens here. Vincent still in the pistol. Take it back. Pitt to Crawford. Crawford got a lot of white jerseys in front of him, and he just bowls through the Panther defense, able to kick up that that 1st down for the Magi.
Seeing that big number 20 coming around the end when you're the only guy there, that can't be a good thing to see.
Aim for the legs and, give it your all. It was a good attempt there. He had a lot of white jerseys in front of him. They had the chance to stop him, but that's a lot of man to stop right there.
It looked like the first one to hit him was number 17, Noah Rojas. Then he was cleaned up by number 5, Davey Clow.
Going back this time, Vincent again going to give it to Crawford. Crawford again picking up what looks about at least 9 yards and taking at least 3 or 4 Panthers with him on the way down. I think we're going to give that tackle to number 10.
Well, we could have tried to give it to the entire Climax-Scots
You're not wrong.
because he drug everybody with him.
Yeah, that was going to be number 10, Caleb King, I think was the last man to get off the pile, so that one makes sense.
That's that read play, Tom, where he decides he rides the fullback and then decides if he'll hand it or not.
Worked out good for the Magi there on the ground. This time, Vincent going to give back to Crawford. 3 in a row for Crawford, and this time it looks like it's a foot race, and they have to bring him down around the shoulders.
Number 12, Jace Lang, brought him down, but it was not an easy tackle.
No, it was not. Crawford's...
Simon Vincent spun around out of his quarterback position and then handed off to the other side. So faked out half the defense.
Was able to go for 3 times in a row to Crawford. Let's see if they keep it up. It's going to be 1st and still 10, not quite inside 10 yards for the Magi there from the goal line. Vincent still in the pistol, excuse me. He's going to give it to Crawford again the 4th time. This time, nobody slowing him down. Touchdown for the Magi.
Wonderful blocks up front there. Number 77, Mason Paliga. Mason Paliga got a great block to open up a very wide hole. So even Brandon Crawford looks small in that hole.
Yeah, that's impressive too, because Crawford is, like we said before, that's a big man. So took the Magi up to 7:39 left in the first quarter to score with a little bit of a rough and choppy start there on the line with a false start that brought him back on long. But Magi still managed to score first.
Basically, the Magi just rode the Brandon Crawford freight train on that first possession.
That's a great way to put it.
And he's done very well. Oh, here we are. They changed it up. Okay, here we are.
Looks like the Magi are going to be going for 2
Looks
here.
like Simon Vincent called timeout. He didn't like the look of what was happening there. So.
Oh, I think it's actually going to be a delay game. It looks like they marched the Magi back there about 5 yards.
They just took a little too long getting the play in from the sideline, getting it out into the huddle.
So Magi still going to be going for 2, a little bit farther back than they would like. But let's see what the Magi do here.
He's got it regrouped now. Once again, Mason Blair in motion.
Vincent back to pass. Lofting it up to Blair.
And he gets it to Blair.
Complete. 2-point conversion.
Back of the end zone, Tom.
Back right, and there goes the horn. Ladies and gentlemen, the Magi complete the 2-point conversion, following up on the score. It's going to be 8-0. And if we take a look over here, if we go back to that playoff, here's that scoring drive. You can see here, there is Crawford going in pretty much untouched. Well, at least touched, but not phased. And that was the first one there for the Magi to be able to get back up and looking good.
Great job blocking up front, both by Paliga and Reithmuller.
That's why Meyer goes above and beyond to support hundreds of local teams in the Midwest, including your very own. From the Little League to the Big Leagues, and from uniforms to stadiums.
Talking about from Climax-Scots, since they're going to be coming up here on offense, their leading rusher was going to be Rojas. Rojas had 12 carries for a gain of a total of 69 yards. And also, then in passing, quarterback, what did we say that? There was Daniel Montrell. So he's going to be the quarterback. I believe he's a junior. So, first year on varsity, at least as far as the regulation's supposed to go. Junior, he's been holding up for this Climax-Scots team pretty well. They're 3-3 on this season, coming off a win, just like the Cole Magi are coming off a win as well. So let's see what Climax-Scots offense is going to be able to do here once the Magi kick off.
Looks like they've got DeMonte Jenkins good and back deep to receive the kickoff.
We'll see if the Magi actually kick it in the air. The first time they played, they kept it on the ground. First one was an onside kick that the Magi almost recovered. So here comes the kick. It's going to stay on the ground, bouncing, almost picked up, still loose ball. And there's a dog pile on top of the ball, but I believe it's going to be Climax-Scots that's going to come out with it.
Looks like number 3, Jackson Lawrence for Climax-Scots. Fumbled the ball at first, but then dove on it, or jumped on it, to keep possession for Climax-Scots.
So Climax-Scots now going to take over on offense on their own 27-yard line. So let's see what Climax-Scots is able to do here on the offensive side, and if the Magi big red wall can hold up.
And you got big Brandon Crawford right in the middle.
Snap goes back to number 3. It's held back. The run is handed
down by
off
Crawford.
to number 13. And Crawford, as mentioned before, lining up in the middle is a
Demonte tried to
formidable.
take that up the middle, and Brandon Crawford wasn't having any of that.
Not
he
at
just
all.
took him down.
Crawford led the Magi on defense last time he followed behind Ian Els with 4 tackles of his own, 3 assists for 7 total. Him and Robert Wicke both had
Looks like
7
you've
tackles.
Also got Grayson Reithmuller up there on the front line as well. Ian Els, that front wall of Ian Els, Brandon Crawford, and Grayson Reithmuller. Those are some big guys.
Taking the quarterback spot right now is actually number 3, Jackson Lawrence. Lawrence pitches it left. They try to go up the middle, and it's picked up again this time by number 3 for the Magi. That's Robert Wicke, just forementioned here by Dan.
That was Noah Rojas on that run. They tried to give it to him and run a misdirection play. And it looked like the Magi had that playbook all week.
Yes, sir. Read it like a book. You might be able to block one big man, but I tell you what, there might be a smaller man behind him that hits just as hard, maybe even harder. Magi are trained well, and they have their mindset on one goal and one goal only, and that's the next game on playoffs. Snap to Lawrence. The old double give this time. A little bit of gainway there.
Stacked it up. That time it was number 7, Ian Els. He was in the first one in to hit him, and then it was cleaned up by the linebackers, just the way it's supposed to be written up, Tom.
Els on the tackle. That time taking it for Climax-Scots was number 17. It was Rojas. That's going to bring up 4th down and what looks to be about 7 or 6. Playing from their own 30-yard line.
He had Robert Wicke in on that tackle as well. So cleaning that up from his linebacker position.
All
Looks
right.
like they're going to go for it, Tom.
Lawrence taking the snap again. Goes back on a hand. Try to hand it off to Rojas. No, he's bats the back pass. Yep. Looking. Got clobbered on the opposite side there. And I'm pretty sure before the first down mark, I believe that's going to be Magi ball.
Tom, I think he wanted to throw that, but Justin Wicke was back, and he was covering very well all of the receivers deep in the Magi backfield there.
Magi defense is looking deadly and powerful, and looks like they forced a 4 and out. Off comes number 28 for the Magi. He is hyped up. Caden Carver.
Caden Carver played very well there on defense, so he's got a reason to be hyped up.
Magi going to take over then.
So we're starting off on the positive side of the field after that, going for it on 4th down in their own territory. Climax-Scots looks like they want to start off and get going.
Simon Vincent there's a flag on the play. It went to Crawford. He's tripped up, but I think that's going to be against the Magi. I think we're going to be, oh, wait, no, it looks like the official is signaling encroachment. Yep, that's going to be encroachment on the defense.
Looks to me like Climax-Scots got in a little bit early.
So Crawford might have only picked up 2, but with the help of a Climax penalty, Magi are going to pick up a few extra yards there. It's going to be 1st and 5 from the 31-yard line.
Simon Vincent's coming in. He's got the signal.
See if they're going to give old Crawford a little bit of a rest, because looks like he's getting a little fatigued back there. But
they've spread it out. They've got Mason Blair in the slot.
Vincent's going to keep this one himself. Goes to the left side. Knocks over, runs through a Climax defender, and still then gets brought down. But not before picking up a Magi. 1st down.
This time they can use Crawford to fake because he's drawing all the defenders to him. Then he can just pull the ball out and sprint around the end.
You got to imagine, I mean, the best thing about these Magi is that they are more than a dual threat. So even when you watch film, you can practice as much as you want to trip up the giant in the middle, but Vincent is, he's agile. He can get around on the outside. He can throw the ball. You never really know what Vincent's going to do in the backfield.
With 8 men on the field, once you spread them out like that to the sidelines, then there's really not very many defenders in the middle.
Yep.
And they have to key on Crawford because he's just too big not to.
He's the wrecking ball. Let's see what the Magi do here. 1st and 10 with about their own 20-yard line. Vincent back to pass. He airs it out. 22 open in the end zone. Looks like he might have lost the ball in the air a little bit, or maybe in the lights on the backdrop, but falls incomplete.
22 is Nathan Wagner. He thought that they were going to the post, and Simon Vincent thought he was going to go to the flag. So just a little miscommunication between the receiver and the quarterback.
Quarterback there, yeah.
They've got that. They'll have that play again.
I'll tell you, it's interesting, too. You get to see Vincent's got, I mean, even with, limited men that might be rushing him or on the defensive and offensive line, Vincent's got a lot of time in the background to figure out what he wants to do with that ball. Good protection.
Absolutely.
Vincent takes this one. It's going to go to, no, it's Vincent again. Goes to the left, loses one. Tackler, 28 on him, but he fights through. Looks like a Magi. Touchdown.
Again, a great fake to Brandon Crawford up the middle. Wonderful blocking by the front line. Again, Paliga was out front, pulled, took out the outside linebacker, and left it for Vincent wide open to head to the end zone.
So right now, with 4:20 left to go in the first quarter, the Magi are up 14-0. Magi are going to be going for 2 again here.
Looks like they're doing that stacked backfield. He brought Paliga back in the backfield as a lead blocker.
Oh, it's going to go to, they hiked it to no 77.
Well, that's Nathan Paliga. He wasn't a lead blocker. He was actually throwing the ball.
Well,
Call a trick play, Tom.
That's one heck of a trick play. I didn't see that one coming at all. But let's take a look back here at this scoring drive there for the Magi. On the drive right here, pulls it up. Vincent goes to the left, loses the first one, comes through, carries number 28 into the end zone. Magi picking up another easy 6 on offense.
Looks like Ian Els was also out there pulling out in front and getting a great block downfield.
Like I said, that
gave
Els.
Vincent a chance to go to the end zone.
Yep. Els plays on both sides of the ball very well. So backing off, we'll see if the Magi will put it back on the ground on that kick, or if they're actually going to put it in the air. Like I said, the first time they played, they kept it on the ground the whole time.
They're obviously keeping it away from DeMonte, but also they've got a very good onside kick, and it looks to me like they have all the people going forward to get that ball and maybe turn the ball over on Climax-Scots again.
The first time we actually watched it, I wondered if the Magi could actually kick it in the air, but when we watched them play in St. Phil last week, they were able to air it out a few times. Kicking for the Magi this time is going to be number 28, Caden Carver. And this one is a bouncing onside kick. 10 grabs it and falls straight down. That was a good job by the Good Hands crew there. Number 10, Caleb King. I tell you what, the Magi got a lot of real confidence in their defense to not worry about pinning Climax down deep. They take it at the 40 every single time, 41 honestly, and they're not worried about it.
Absolutely, Tom. The onside kick, they were just barely over the 50-yard line here, and they have great confidence in those big guys up front and some really good linebackers, and they're definitely covering all the receivers.
Lawrence back under center again here, except he's in the shotgun. Going to take it. It's going to be a quarterback keep, and 55's not fooled at all.
And Caleb Johnson, number 2, he wasn't fooled at all on the possibility of a pitch. He covered his man, then went straight in and helped clean up the tackle.
Grayson Reithmiller caught him the second he got to the line of the scrimmage. There was no fool in the Magi defense on that one at all.
That's a textbook way to cover all of the different options that they can run in that triple option threat.
Yeah, if you can see here, we're going to go to the instant replay. You'll see number 55 not be fooled by this at all as soon as this gets off. Gobbled up. Back to the action here.
Here we are. Magi defenders are all standing up.
13 going to take it this time. He was met hard by what I believe is going to be...
Once again, Caleb Johnson and number 28, Caden Carver. Caden Carver was in there and stood him up.
Yeah, Mason Paliga put a lot of strong body behind that as well. Helping the Magi get a quick and easy stop there as well. That's going to bring up 3rd and looks like 9.
Again, that was number 13, DeMonte Jenkins-Gooden on that carry. That's a counter carry that they're trying to run, and the Magi are not fooled.
Robbie Hatton, the Magi defense, must have done a really good job on film, understanding exactly where these trick plays are going to try to come to get the defensive line tossed up. Here comes the snap, going back. 3's back to pass. Shakes the first defender, shakes the second, gets through a 3rd. Finally brought down by number 28 for the Magi. That's Caleb, what was that, Carver? Carver, yep. Caden Carver, excuse me.
I think that was Jackson Lawrence on a direct snap. And Mason Paliga almost had him in the backfield, and he gave him a little stutter step juke and got to the 2nd level.
Climax-Scots able to cross the 50-yard line, but it's still going to bring up 4th and about 4. Let's see what Climax-Scots has up their sleeve this time. Might try to pass again. Honestly, I'm surprised they're not passing more. The most success they had on the 16th was by airing the ball out against the Magi.
I think that the Magi have have scouted that, and they are definitely doing a better job covering receivers. Let's make sure they can do it here.
Exactly. Let's see what happens. 4th and 3. High snap. Fades back to pass. A little bit of a hold. He's in trouble. Foul. There's going to be a flag. Ball's in the air to an open man downfield. He's not able to grab it. That flag's going to go against the defensive lineman for Climax-Scots, but I'm sure it will be declined. Colin's going to take over on downs, Dan.
That's a long time for Loane Wiki to have to cover a guy deep in the backfield like that.
And the guy he had to cover back there, too, that's Jay Sling, and he's 6'5". And let's see if do we have Wiki's height here, because I don't think he's 6'5".
Loane Wiki is 6'1", and he looks small next to him.
Yes, he does. Oh, that's going to be a flag against the Magi. I think they're going to call a face mask on Reith Mather.
His face mask.
You're going to see it too, actually, on the because it was a high tackle.
There he is.
You're going to see it right.
He does catch him right there.
Here. Must have got him in the face. And we're going back to live action now. Snap. It's going to be attempted run, but he got tripped up.
That's number triple option play.
13, I believe, on the carry that time.
And stopped again by Loane Wiki.
It was actually
came up from his safety spot to
17 for Climax that time. I apologize. That's going to be Rojas.
That's Noah Rojas.
So he tripped up himself. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10 after a penalty against the Magi helped out Climax-Scots.
Here's where we need to be stout, right here, Tom. Those front three.
Let's see, it's a snap back. 3's going to take it himself. He's got a little bit of way to rip. Fumble, Ruski! And there's nothing but Magi jerseys all over that ball. It's going the other way.
He came in from his outside linebacker position and made that play, number 3. Knocked the ball out of the running back's hands, and then we were able to settle on it.
That's a big stopper in the Climax-Scots momentum train there. It looks like they might have were picking up a little bit there, even though they weren't getting any truly earned yards against the Magi, really. They had a good drive going for them there, and just like that, the big red wave shuts them down.
Sorry about that, Tom. Number 3 was Robert Wiki on that play. I believe that it was number 3 that actually made that tackle.
Well, that's perfect then. Switching over to the offense now, Vincent and the Magi ready to put some more numbers on the board.
We've got it all spread out.
Vincent's going to take it, fades back to pass. He's got 3 down. That one's a little bit too far, but again, Vincent's got nothing but time back there.
Absolutely. That was to Josh West, and Josh West was open. He just threw it a little bit too far. We had him spread out very well, and he had a couple of options there that he could have hit.
Let's take another look at that fumble here. As you can see, he comes, Climax-Scots running, goes to take it right up the middle. Oh, excuse me here. Fumble bounce out. Let's get it played backwards. And it looks like...
Oh, it was number 2. It was Caleb Johnson.
Magi were able to recover it. All right, 2nd and 10 here for the Magi. Let's see what Vincent does this time. Snap's going to go to Crawford. Crawford's got 1 man on him, and then he used his good friend inertia and gravity to bring the running machine that is Crawford to the ground.
That was number 5, Davey Clow, again, was trying to pull him down. And he was riding Crawford for a few yards.
Met him at the line of scrimmage and wasn't able to bring him down for 5 or 6 yards.
That's a big freight train coming through.
Yes, it is. 3rd and 4 for the Magi. Let's see what they can do here. Vincent takes a snap. He's going to roll left, fake the option. Fumble. Still dancing around. Looks like there's nothing but Climax-Scots over that one, and I think it's going the other way.
That was a called quarterback draw, Tom. He was going right up the middle, very well blocked. He got to the 2nd level, just got hit and lost the ball.
I think he might have lost it in transition too, Dan. I think he might have been going from his left hand to his right hand, and I think he got hit right when that happened and the ball came spilling loose.
They teach you when the defender's coming from that side, you move the ball to your other hand. You just need to do it a little bit earlier.
A little bit quicker. Magi would still be in possession here, but it's going the other way. Let's see what Climax-Scots can do. They're going to need to turn something around here, need some momentum. 15 seconds left in the first quarter. Magi are currently leading 14-0. But Climax-Scots has it in enemy territory on the 48-yard line.
We got Paliga, Crawford, and Els right up front.
Still Lawrence under center. Takes a snap and managed to pick up some yards there for Climax-Scots.
Tackled by half the Magi team.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I think that was Rojas again on the carry. Sure was, number 17. Not before picking up at least what looks like 4 for Climax-Scots, and that's going to end the first quarter. All right, ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to kick off the second quarter here. We were able to flip the sides of the field. Climax-Scots going to be going from left to right on your TV screens, radio dials.
Looks like the Colon Magi are already set up and ready to go, Tom.
See, I know Ling's going to drastically want to put on some points on the board before halftime, obviously, because Magi do get, no, they do not get the ball, actually. So they know Lings is going to get the ball back at the start of the second half. So I know he's going to want to keep that momentum rolling. So see if Climax-Scots can do anything with the ball here on offense. High snap, falls back, and it's going to be a loss of yards here. Number 5, Clow did a good job of getting back on top of that ball after it got away from him, but not before losing at least 5, more than that, probably to just about 10 yards.
It looked like the Magi just blew right through the offensive line that time when the ball was high snapped, and he just didn't have a chance to make anything happen.
They were lucky to recover it out, honestly.
They're really packing in the line, Tom. Climax-Scots is all right up on the line.
Flag on the field, and it's going to blow it dead, so that's going to be going against the offense. Climax not doing anything to help themselves here.
It's tough when that front line is crashing right through your front line, and you can't really go anywhere.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously after a busted play like that, you got the jitters. But Climax-Scots really going to have to pick up some yards here. It's going to be third and a long, long way.
Looks like we're bringing number 3, Robert Wicke, right up into a middle linebacker position. He's just behind the Colon defensive line.
Let's see if the Panthers decide to air it out here like we've been talking about. They have the ability to do. Now's the time to do it, I guess, if ever. But I'm sure you'll be expecting that. Lawrence back. No, he's going to take it himself. Finds a hole in the middle. That wasn't Lawrence, excuse me. It was number 17. It was Rojas. Got me with the fake again.
And that was Robert Wicke that made the stop, moving up into basically a middle linebacker position.
From 3rd and 21, they were able to pick up some yardage, but it's still going to make at least 4th and 14 for Climax-Scots. Maybe even 4th and 15, honestly. I don't think we saw Climax-Scots punt
this is the
on the
second
16th.
time they've gone for it on their side of the 50-yard line, Tom.
Okay. So we'll see what Climax does here. It does look like they are going to do the punt. It gets off. A little bit fumbled by the Magi. Still finding room to run. It's number 34. He's got a breakaway on the left side. He's got blockers.
That's Justin Wicke.
Sideline with one man to beat. Caught up by number 10, but not before getting down to the 10-yard line.
Brandon Crawford had to make sure that he didn't block in the back that time. He did his best to get in the way, but he almost sprung him for a touchdown.
Magi are going to take back over on downs. Deep in enemy territory. No flags on the field, and that's a good punt return for the Magi. Tell you what, Wicke, in the face of danger, was able to fight through there and still ended up turning a lot of something into what looked like nothing.
Sometimes a bobble, Tom, is the best thing that can happen.
Honestly,
because they go right by you.
Yeah, they get too eager, Vincent breaks huddle coming out. Let's see if they can score here early in the second quarter. 10:02 left to play.
He's got Crawford right behind him.
Blair in motion. Blair lost his footing, and then Vincent tried to make something and managed to trip up himself.
That was a fake to Crawford, and then Mason Blair was coming around on the backside. They were going to have an option back.
It's going to bring up 2nd and goal again for the Magi here after a little bit of a fumble play. Vincent over getting some guidance from Coach Robbie.
Mason Blair, number 5, goes in motion quite a bit in this offense. They got number 22, Nathan Wagner, out on the end.
Vincent, Blair in motion, takes a snap, gives to Crawford. Crawford not going to be stopped. The big man through again for another Magi touchdown.
The offensive line again blew a huge hole for him to go behind, because then Simon Vincent was able to make a decision as to whether or not he wanted to give it to Crawford or keep it himself.
Well, 2 plays into this drive, the 3rd play into this drive, Magi managed to score another touchdown, and they'll be going for 2 again. Oh, flag. That's going to bring them back a little bit. Magi are going to have to change up their strategy and re-attack.
They're just getting a little overexcited on that 2-point conversion play, Tom, and that's the 2nd time they've jumped.
It's interesting. I've been to a few Magi games this year, and I think this is the most I've seen them offsides on offense in the 3 or 4 games I've been to.
They seem to be doing quite a few going in motion, especially with Mason Blair. It's probably to throw the Climax-Scots team off because they've already seen him just a couple weeks ago.
All right. Bounce back a little bit here. The Magi are going to have to re-attack for the 2-point conversion.
This is that spread formation that they like. They spread the defense out.
See if they can air it out. Vincent back to pass. Looks to 12. Not there. Turns over. Throws a dagger to Crawford, and they're saying it hit the ground.
It looks like he short-hopped it, Tom.
2-point conversion is no good. That pass was intended for Crawford. Let's take another look at the scoring touchdown, though, here from our end zone camera. As you can see, Crawford comes through. Excuse me, that must have been that was the offside. So let's get another look at it here in just a second. So here it is. This is going to be the driving score here for Crawford. Blair goes in motion just like we talked about. Crawford comes in, almost gets tripped up, and then touches the crosses. But other than that, no contest.
It looks like Climax-Scots had a little bit of a stunt on that play, and that stunt took him right out of the hole.
So back again to kick for the Magi. This time I think it's going to be, let's see if they stick with number 28. I know the Magi like to switch it up every now and then.
I think they're going to pooch it again, Tom. They'll keep it away from DeMonte.
Yeah, I think Robbie's got tremendous confidence in this defense, and, honestly, why wouldn't you at this point?
Absolutely. He can kick it anywhere he wants to, and they can hold him.
Yeah. So it is going to be number 28 again. That's Caden Carver to be setting up the ball. Back to receive for Climax is number 12. Will it make it that far? Dan, I doubt it, but we'll see.
Definitely. I could see one of the up men trying to take this. It looks to me like Climax-Scots has their hands team out there anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's the right move from everything you've seen from the Cola Magi last time they met and this time. All right, setting up now. Comes Caden, it's on the ground again. High bounce, and they have the chance. Oh, out of bounds.
That was a very good onside kick. That's just what you want. You want to get that bounce, and then the high bounce right over his head.
Look good. Yeah, the good hands team had nothing to do there because he was about 6 feet too short to get his hands on it.
The Coleman guys were looking to hit the guy who was going for the ball, but if they had kept running as fast as they could, they might have been able to field it themselves.
I went a little bit too quick for him there. Climax-Scots going to take over here. Let's see. I don't know if the penalty's been assessed yet. Doesn't look like it. Crawford's already trying to line up right where the ball should be. And Crawford looks like it was his decision on where to keep the ball.
Well, the referees decided that he was correct, Tom. So,
I guess. All right. Well, they'll take it there from the 43-yard line. All right, Climax-Scott desperately needs something to get moving here. It's number 13. Oh, hurdles a defender. That was managed to pick up, I think, the first truly earned first down for Climax-Scots.
Caden Carver had to come over and clean up from the other side. So He got past. It looks like they had some pretty good blocking up front there on our front three big guys.
That's the biggest ground gain on the ground for Climax the entire game. We haven't completed anything for Climax in the air. So good start here on this drive for the Panthers. 9:07 left to play here in the second quarter. I think it's still Lawrence under center. Yep, Lawrence is they're gonna go to Rojas this time.
Yep, no Rojas on that one.
Rojas picking up another big gain on the ground. It kind of looks like the Panthers might have woken up and figured out how to block and who to block in order to get some battle yardage there on the ground.
I think they made a little bit of an adjustment. What they're doing is the snap is coming back to the quarterback, and he's doing a really quick pitch to a running back that's actually in motion. So he's already got some momentum, Tom, and he's coming forward and hitting the hole quicker than they were in the first quarter.
Yeah, you're right, and they're getting rid of that double and triple handoff, and it's the less time the ball's in the backfield, the more chances they have to get moving before Crawford finds out where it is and smells blood in the water.
Absolutely. Crawford's got that one.
Yeah, and Crawford took care of it real fast, too.
He sniffed that out.
Yeah, and then he'll pick the guy back up after he permanently implanted him in the ground.
They are still doing a lot of misdirection where the quarterback he spun out the opposite way that time and then started running almost like his own counter play.
But I think what we were just talking about earlier, that's the way that Climax-Scots is going to want to do it. You know, don't keep that ball back in the backfield any longer than it has to be. Get to the direction you want to get going. That's another first down for Climax-Scots. Their second of the game and second this drive.
They're packed right up on the line. Packed right in.
Snap goes back to Lawrence. It's Rojas this time.
Not that time.
Alive.
Not that time, Rojas.
Nope.
So Brandon Crawford has seen that play now a couple, 3 times, and he was having none of it.
It's like trying to play the computer in chess. You know, you can fool him once with the move, you can fool him twice with the move, but it starts to learn, and then after that, you're in trouble. You got to figure something out.
And you're not going to get that past Brandon Crawford.
No, you are not.
The good thing that he has this year is he's got a couple other guys on that line, and Reith Mueller and Els, that can hold their own on their side. So he can stunt, he can slant, he can do whatever he wants up front there. And that time he guessed correctly, and he had seen the play before.
Yeah, and it's definitely looking like what you said, Dan, is there's no weak side to this Magi defensive line. So 2nd and 12 for Climax. They're going to snap back. It's in the backfield for too long again, and Paliga says, welcome down to the ground.
Paliga was in a 2-point stance here. You knew that he was going to be stunting, and there he was coming right through the Climax-Scots line.
Paliga walking back to his side of the line of scrimmage, shaking his head, saying,
Very well done. Well-called defensive stunt on that for Nathan Paliga.
And just as quick as it started, it stopped the Climax-Scots wave of momentum.
A good blitz or a good line stunt like that is a great way to stop momentum.
No, it sure is. Climax probably going to air it out here if I had to put any money on it. Watch out for Ling, all 6'5" of them heading downfield. It's 3rd and long. He's actually going to keep it. Fumble. The ball's loose and bouncing. Picked up by Johnson. Johnson loses one defender, loses another. He's on the right side. Stiff arm and puts the man down and runs over another. Magi taking over on their own 45-yard line.
He had started to fumble the snap, Tom, and then he ran right through the line again. A situation where a little fumble gets the defense past you, but he was fumbling it the whole way through.
Yep, just juggling it. Wasn't able to secure that ball, and Magi capitalized.
Great job by Caleb Johnson keeping his head up, understanding that the ball's on the ground, pick it up, and run with it the other way.
Great stiff arm over there, too. Stiff arm the first guy and put him down and was able to run right over the second guy.
He had so much momentum coming across the field.
Vincent takes over now. He's going to keep it himself. He breaks off to the right side. He's got to get past Lawrence. Little stutter step. Wiki laying nothing but blocks in front of him. Wiki took on 3 men by himself.
That was a great fake to Caleb Johnson. Caleb Johnson's way back here on the 50. Got tackled. They thought he was getting the ball again after he got a fumble recovery.
Another big gain for the Magi. And just as high as the momentum was for Climax-Scots, it looks like it's doubled for the Magi here, marching back down the field with their eyes on the end zone. 1st and 10 from the Climax-Scots 30.
Split way out on our side, Tom.
Blair comes in motion to the left too. Vincent gonna give it this time. Who is it?
Caleb Johnson.
Johnson.
He gave it to him this
Johnson.
time. Last time
Gets
he faked
through,
it, this time he gave
almost
it to him.
untouched to the end zone for another Magi touchdown.
Caleb Johnson actually ran that play in. He called his own number.
I'll tell you what, Johnson said, if I got the ball for you guys, you might as well let me score one.
Fumble recovery, fake, and then run for a touchdown. Way to go, Caleb Johnson. We're going for 2 again.
Magi going to be going for 2.
They got Brandon Crawford in the deep eye.
26-0. Let's see if they can make it 28. Blair goes in motion. Give it to number 5. Blair not going to make it. He's brought down before he's able to get there.
He went in motion and came back for a counter play right behind Brandon Crawford, but the Climax-Scots sniffed it out.
So while we got the time here, let's take a look at that fumble recovery by Caleb Johnson. Ball pops loose right here as you see Johnson eyes on it right away, snags it, turns to his left, loses the first guy, able to fight back to the right. You see great blocking by the Magi. There's that stiff arm and then trucks the last man to get to the 45.
The first guy he made miss was Davey Clow. That's their top tackler. So
that's
pretty
impressive.
Good footwork by Caleb Johnson on that one.
And then let's finish it out as well, and let's see the end zone camera for the touchdown run. It's going to be the give. Johnson bounces around to the right side. Looks, jukes another guy, gets wrapped up and still crosses the end zone. Johnson starts that the offense drive from the defense and finishes with the touchdown.
And he faked Davey Clow out again. So that time, Davey Clow thought that Simon Vincent was going to have the ball, but no, it was Caleb Johnson.
I'm telling you, this Magi offense it's got more, it's more than just a two-headed beast. You know, Johnson's back there, they're able to air it out. Vincent and Crawford are going to be the great centerpiece takes, but after that, you know, there's a lot else that can happen for the Magi.
And it looks like this is Crawford kicking.
Crawford's going to air it out. And it's going to go out of bounds, unfortunately, but there you go. I don't think the Magi I don't think Climax-Scots was ready for that one, honestly.
Have you seen Brandon Crawford kick for us before?
I honestly haven't, but that doesn't surprise me.
Good for them.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe he'll throw a pass to himself later in this game.
Or maybe a direct snap to Brandon Crawford.
Yeah, well, that would be terrifying. So Climax-Scots going to take that penalty, obviously, and they'll take it at the 35. I think this is the farthest back that Climax has started after a kickoff.
I think you're correct, Tom, because we keep doing the onsides kick, and we're getting it to about maybe the 40 or the 45. So they've had really good field position to start every drive. They just can't figure out that big front.
No, they cannot. With 5:23 left to play in the first half, Climax-Scots desperately needs to get on the board. Let's see what they can do here from their own 35.
It looks like Paliga is again in a 2-point stance. I think he's stunting.
Lawrence going to take the snap. Goes to number 13.
That was DeMonte on that one. He took that ball. They just went away from where they were stunting. So pretty good blocking up front by Climax-Scots that time.
Real big gain for him there, too. He was finally wrapped up by, I think it was number 80. I think that was Fry. Fry brought him down in the backfield. But he's, Fry's lucky that he got the hand on him that he did, because if he breaks past Fry, that might have been a touchdown.
Pretty good crack block by Jay Sling, number 12. Big 6'5" Jay Sling. He cleared a lane for DeMonte to run.
2nd and 1 for the Panthers. Snap goes to Lawrence. This time it's going to be a keep for Lawrence. He's going to make it past the line of scrimmage, but did he get enough for the first down?
Again, he's doing that reverse out when he gets the ball from center, and it's almost like his own quarterback counter play.
Not enough to get past the first down marker. 3rd and, probably under a yard for sure. 3rd and a yard.
And here comes Big Mason Paliga back into the game. Let's see where they're going to put him.
My
right
guess
up
is the center. L's dancing around.
Looks like we've got Crawford out of the game, though.
There's the snap. They're going to go to 17. He meets the line of scrimmage, and it looks like the sideline ref is going to get him past, and it might be a first down for Climax. We'll see.
It's going to be close, Tom. And once again, it was Mason Paliga. He brought him into the game, and he made that stop.
It's going to be a first down for the Panthers. So 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line.
The Panthers they need to get something going here before this end of this first half.
With 3:40 left to play, time is running down. They need to score and then get the ball back and come out with momentum to try to shut down the big red wave. So take this time, I think it was a quarterback keep.
He made a pretty good fake to that running back that was coming through, and then again with a reverse spin out, he went the opposite way of where he spun.
I tell you, man, Jackson Lawrence can accelerate so quickly. He flies off that ball, and then any leeway you give him, he's going to make something out of those drives.
Absolutely. We've got Brandon Crawford back in the middle.
Dancing around, Els must have his design man. I bet he's on the same side as old big Jay Sling as every single time, because Ellis himself is not short. Jackson's going to hang off to Rojas. Oh, never mind. That's DeMonte.
That's DeMonte right there. He faked it to Rojas and then gave it to DeMonte. That's a triple fake up the middle.
And DeMonte picks up another first down for Climax-Scots. And again, Climax-Scots looking good on the ground and being able to move the chains relatively, I would say almost with ease now. Like, they just got to keep up this drive.
It looks to me like we're switching in and out some of our big guys. Maybe we're starting to get tired up front there, and they're able to get some holes.
Yep, it is. It's looking that way for sure, as they have had some success and progress on the ground so far on this drive. Jackson's going to take the snap. It's going to be a double. This time Rojas has it almost tripped up, but he's got some leeway. And he went down, I think he tried to get out of bounds, but he wasn't able to get it. That's a huge gain for Climax, definitely their biggest of the game.
He broke a couple of tackles there, one at the first level, one at the second level, and then a shirt tail tackle at the third level. So pretty good run by Rojas.
Yeah, now the Panthers are able to find a little bit of momentum again here. Let's see if they carry on. They need to find the end zone, though.
They've made an adjustment, Tom, where they're doing a fake or even a triple fake in order to get the ball and get a running back open.
Rojas had the longest carry for Climax-Scots on the 16th as well, of 27 yards. That one's got to be pretty close to matching that. Jackson back underneath in the shotgun formation here.
The Magi are all in a 2-point stance.
Snap to him. It looks like it's going to be a number 13. It's DeMonte.
That's DeMonte. Oh, he was hit hard.
He was brought down by a tag team of Magi out there in the secondary.
Looks like Lawayne Wiki really put the shoulder pads to him. We've got a timeout now on the field, Tom.
Timeout called by the Magi. So let's take a look at that last play here then, as soon as I can get it pulled up. It's going to be, I think that was a first down run, wasn't it? Yeah, it sure was. All right, so let's hit it from the sideline view here. Plays into it. We'll slow it down when the action gets out there to see if we can see that hit. There's the snap. Goes over to DeMonte.
Really good blocking up front. So they were able to finally get him down. They opened up a really good hole that time up front and got to the second level pretty quickly.
So let's see if the Climax-Scots can keep that going. Farthest they've been down, they're on their Cola Magi 9. 26-0 with 1:30 left to play in the half. Climax-Scots in desperate need of a score here.
So we've got Paliga and Crawford and ENLs up front for us right now.
Second and what looks to be about 4. On the 9. Jackson's going to take it. He's going to go left to 17. DeMonte. DeMonte is going to be brought down. It looks to be about the 5.
I have to admit, Tom, I was faked out on that play, too. I thought the quarterback had the ball. So they're definitely carrying out their fakes.
Nope, they're going to give him the first down. Head official's going to give him the first down. That's going to be up free at first and goal. Magi going to need to shut him down here. Coming up on 1 minute left to play. You know, the game is far from over, Dan, and just because we had great success in the game on the 16th doesn't mean that there's not a lot left to play. Panthers want this desperately.
And Climax-Scots has found something here.
Back to pass. He's going to toss it to 12, and it's complete to Ling for a Climax-Scots pass touchdown.
They've been setting that up almost the entire drive to be able to do a pass play off of that option.
You know, that almost looked like it was a broken play. It looked like it was supposed to be a run, and then he looked up and was like, well, I'll toss it. But it worked out for him and was able to pick up 6 for Climax-Scots. They're finally on the board with under a minute to play.
And they have to go for 2.
Oh, yeah.
With
Oh,
this
for sure.
kind of a score, they'll be out there going for 2.
Climax-Scots matches their score from the last time these two teams met on the 16th. Looking to extend it by 2. 26-6 currently. Jackson takes a snap, fades back to pass, and fumble. It's picked up by Ellis, and they're not going to let him advance it.
Yeah.
So 2-point conversion is no good. Let's take a look at that scoring play here to see if it actually was a touchdown. I mean, it was supposed to be a design pass, or if things got a little sketchy for him here. So Jackson, under center.
Yeah, he almost lost it.
Yeah.
I think the running back almost took the ball from him, and he wasn't supposed to take the ball
Yeah, I think that was a scramble. So good head on his shoulders there from the quarterback. Managed to get 6 points on the board for Climax-Scots. 45 seconds left to play in the half. Magi will have another chance to score, though. And with how fast they've been able to get into the end zone, there's a chance it could happen.
With the Magi offense, there's always time to get in the end zone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, there is.
We could use a very good return right here, right before the half, to gain some momentum back.
Second time we've seen Climax-Scots kick off tonight. Let's see if they try to send it deep or if they'll play the squib game like Magi has been.
We've got number 5, Mason Blair. And who else do we have back there deep, Tom?
I believe it's going to be number 34. That's going to be Wiki. Justin Wiki. I know I need to clarify. There's more than one on this team.
Maybe Climax-Scots will try an onside kick. It looks like the Magi think that they're going to put an onside kick. They're coming up.
Kicking for Climax-Scots is going to be number 15. That's Haley Hotchkiss. Or it could be 10 kicking as well. I guess they're both approaching that ball at the same time. Might be a little bit of kind of some trickery here.
This is kind of how some teams fake an onside kick. 2 guys can kick it.
Hotchkin has her hand raised for the kick. She goes up, and she's going to squib it as well. And it's loose, and it's still loose, and it's out of bounds is what it looked like. But it came off a Magi player, so it's not going to be a penalty. But the Magi will take over on their own 39-yard line.
Looks like that was number 25 out there. Cody Dovey.
Cody Dovey was able to at least get his hands on the ball enough to the point where Climax-Scots didn't take over. First and 10, from the Cola Magi 40 with 41 seconds left to play in the second half. First half, excuse me.
Going an onside kick, you can, we've got pretty good field possession with 41 seconds left.
Vincent, Blair in motion, takes it. Crawford up the middle. He's going to be tripped up by a tag team of Ling. And I think that's going to be number 5 was in there as well. That was Clow. Timeout called by...
I think that's timeout by Colin right there.
Timeout by the Magi. So while we have the chance here, let's take a look at that last play as soon as we get it loaded up here. So I'd imagine we're going to see the Magi air it out here since we know that they can. Vincent's had nothing but time back there in the pocket. There's 36 seconds left to play in the first half.
I would say if they run that formation where they spread it out, they'll be able to get an open receiver deep downfield.
So
because
here's
you still have to honor Crawford.
Crawford grabs it. He's tripped up down there before still being able to pick up. Crawford springs up and gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Looks like they're running that 2-minute offense with 40 seconds left.
Yep. All right, here come the Magi out of the timeout.
They have spread it out. Man in motion's Blair again.
Snap goes to Vincent, pulls back, option, gives it to Crawford. Crawford got a lot of white jerseys in front of him. That doesn't really stop him, though, does he?
It's really hard to stop him, and it looks to me like he got over the first down line.
I think the best defensive approach to Crawford is send 2 men, let 1 man at least stop the momentum, and the other guy might be able to drag him down.
You've got to slow him down. The coach used to say, you're not as big as him, but you're bigger than 1 leg.
Yeah.
I don't know about Crawford, though. His legs are pretty big.
Yeah, tree trunks out there. When we were in St. Phil, actually, there was they were calling for a chop block against him, and they said try to take out his legs, but I don't think you can take out those legs. Crawford definitely put in the work in the weight room, and that's a whole lot of big man to bring down.
And he keeps his legs moving. Even after he gets hit, he keeps those legs turning. It's really hard to stop that forward momentum.
Yeah, you can tell that he never believes the first man's going to take him down, because that first man to him is just is less than an obstacle.
Yeah. It would be really hard to bring down Brandon Crawford in the open field. That's the last thing you want to see on a Thursday night.
31 seconds to go. Magi, first and 10 from the 50-yard line.
We've got it spread out again.
Vincent looks to the sideline. Blair in motion yet again.
He stopped in the slot.
Snap back. Vincent fades back to pass. He's got time. Trouble. Goes deep. Oh,
nice
he was
try.
too concerned with getting his feet in line was Wiki.
That was Justin Wiki. He was trying to get his feet. I think he got his feet a little tangled up behind him.
Yep. So second and 10, but that's all right. It stops the clock. 24 seconds left to play.
Josh West gets the ball right back to the line of scrimmage and sets it for the ref.
Vincent gets the marching orders from Hatton.
Looks like West is out there again. My guess is they're going to spread this out and see if they can throw against a one-on-one.
We'll see if they.
Blair's coming this way, so now West is one-on-one up at the top.
Screen over to Blair. Blair's got a forward blocker, but men to the left get out of bounds. He does. That'll stop the clock. Picks up about 15.
That was Jackson Lawrence again on the tackle. So he's doing double duty, playing quarterback and tackling the guy out of bounds.
Mutt's got a little bit of a stinger too. Lawrence got up a little slow, but I think you'd be moving slow all night if the person hunting you was Brandon Crawford.
Absolutely. So that's enough hits just for one half.
Yeah, for sure. Taking hits and having to give them as well. Hats off to Lawrence out there. He's playing a great ball game. Blair in motion, fake the pitch, opens out, goes to Crawford, who got met instantly. That's a big tackle by Clow.
They knew that. They've scouted that play. They had seen that play on film because they were ready for it.
Another timeout called by the Magi.
Is this their final timeout?
I believe it is. That is their final timeout.
I think they're doing a good job
check out that
spreading that out.
Let's check out that Enzo pass that was completed here, as you see Vincent under the center. In motion. He's going to take the snap.
Into the slot.
Snap back. He looks to his right and then ends up airing it out to his left. This is actually the incomplete one to Wiki. So
he did a fake over to West and then came back to the other side of the field for Wiki.
Yeah, so if we turned it up here, it's 5?
Well, hopefully they've got a good last play on this.
12 seconds left to play in the first half. Vincent. Crawford actually out now, too. Takes a snap, run back. Big blitz coming. Tries.
He
loses
28.
one.
Oh, he stutters.
Can't lose the second one.
10.
He's going to get out of bounds with 3 seconds left to play in the first half.
So it wasn't the last play. They've got one more to go.
Going to have to air it out to the end zone here, most likely.
Caleb King was chasing him back there. He was chasing Simon Vincent back in the backfield, and he was able to escape him with a little shoulder shimmy.
They moved Crawford out to the left to be a slot receiver, and when you take Crawford out of the backfield, you lose your main wall of protection for Vincent. So he had to act quick and managed to stay alive and actually pick up some for the Magi.
Yeah, in 8-man football, when you spread the field out, and if you move your personal protector out, people can get in.
Yeah. Crawford running out right again, too, so you're probably going to see that blitz coming.
Justin Wiki split out our way.
Going to have to be quick here. Snap comes back.
He's one-on-one. He goes to Wiki.
He's going deep left to Wiki. Wiki, touchdown! Picks it up with no time left on the clock. The Magi have done it. Taken away the last score from Lang and the Climax-Scots Panthers.
That was all about formation. They spread the formation out, and they got the one-on-one with Wiki down here on our close sideline, and he just ran a fly right down the field, and they were able to get the ball to him. Great pass by Simon Vincent.
Great last play for the Magi, looking great out there, and we'll take a look at that as soon as the two-point conversion is either good or no good here. Making it at least 32-6 at the end of the first half. Let's see if the Magi can pick up two more.
Good call for Simon Vincent. Great pass. Threw it just over to the defender's head.
He's going to keep it, and he's going to be brought down by Ling. Yeah. So made the
Absolutely.
wrong
Jace Lang
decision
didn't
there.
want that to happen.
Yeah, nope, not at all. Made the wrong decision on the option there and kept it, but it is 32-6. Picked up another one there for the Magi. So let's go back to that touchdown pass and get a good look at it there with our end zone camera.
He really displayed great arm strength, though, on that last pass play for a touchdown. Good for Simon Vincent.
So into the end zone camera here, we're going to see it. This is going to be the touchdown. With time expiring, Vincent's going to take the snap here.
Out of the pistol, he looks right and then comes back to the one-on-one. What a pass.
What a bring
Wiki
down.
went up high to get it. That was the only place you could put it to get the touchdown. Otherwise, he was defended.
Well, what a great way to end the half for the Magi. We're going to take obviously the halftime break here, but we'll be staying on the air live, and we'll be back for the startup of the second half.
Hopefully, it's just as fun as this one.
Yes, sir.
Application materials are available exclusively online on the MHSAA website.
My hands are cold, I can't even feel it. Or see it, I should say. Feel the tab. The tab comes back this way.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're getting ready to kick off here in the second half. Reminder, it is Colin Magi leading 32-6. My name is Tom Smolars. I'm joined with Dan Keller here. We're going to bring you all the actions, and we're going to give you a little bit of a recap from the first half. What you got for me, Dan?
Well, we've got first downs. Climax-Scots had 7 and Colin had 11. Climax-Scots, all their first downs were rushing, except for one that came by penalty. And Colin had 9 rushing first downs and 2 passing first downs. The total net yards for Climax-Scots were 114 yards rushing, while Colin was 198 yards rushing. The net yards passing for Climax-Scots were 5, and for Colin, they were 44 net yards passing. Total offense for Colin, 242 yards to 119 for Climax-Scots.
All righty, there you have it on the numbers. Thank you very much, Dan. Remember, to start the second half, we are going to be having Climax-Scots receiving the ball. So as they tried to finish off with a bit of momentum, the Magi were able to plunge the dagger there at the end with the touchdown. Great pass to Wiki over the defender to put the Magi up by another touchdown there. So let's see if Climax-Scots can keep that momentum that they had rolling towards the end of the first half into the second half to make this a little bit of a closer ball game. It's playoff football, Dan. Anything can happen.
Absolutely. And what we've got, I've got some defensive stats for you as well here, Tom. For Colon High School, Robert Wiki led with 6 total tackles. Caden Carver had 5. Luane Wiki had 5. Brandon Crawford had 5. Mason Paliga had 3, and a couple big ones. Caleb Johnson had 3, and 1 real big one. The E&Ls had 2, and Grayson Reithmuller had 1 tackle.
Yeah.
So for Climax-Scots, obviously they were led by Davey Clow and Jace Ling on their tackles, 6 and 4. And Caleb King had 3. So I think we're ready, just about ready for the kickoff.
All righty, Magi coming out. I wonder if they're going to put it in the air this time or if they'll keep it on the ground. Back to kick for the Magi. Here we go. Ball's on the ground. Bouncer goes to the second on the good team. He's going to take it, and it's going to be swallowed by both teams. And Hole, I think that was going to be number 17 that actually received it there. That was
Rojas.
Yeah, Rojas, yep.
Yep, Rojas. He's on that all-hands team out there, so he's out there to get the ball at the second level in case we get a good onside kick.
All right, let's see the adjustments made by both teams here. Crawford jumps in the air. He's ready to go. Blood in the water, as we were saying earlier, and he smells it.
For a big man, Crawford can really get up in the air.
Oh, yeah. Panthers approach the ball now. Still going to be number 3. That's Jackson Lawrence, captaining the offense here for the Panthers. He'll take the snap. It's going to go to 13. He finds some open on the right-hand side, but gets wrapped up, and it's a push. And the Magi come out on top of it there. That's number 3 and 2 working together.
That was DeMonte again, and number 3 and number 2 are Caleb Johnson and Robert Wiki, making a lot of tackles.
Climax able to pick up about 3 there. We haven't seen Climax-Scots really shoot themselves in the foot lately either in the last few drives with penalties, which was big from what they were having in the first quarter.
Absolutely. It looks like up front we've got E&Ls and Brandon Crawford and Reithmuller to start us off the second half.
Snap going back to Lawrence. It's going to go to 17. It's Rojas. Rojas bouncing off some defenders before he's finally wrapped up just north of the 50.
That looked almost like a direct snap to Rojas that time, but they were doing so many fakes back there that
it's hard to tell. Yeah, sure is. Picked up a few, and it's going to be 3rd and 2 for the Panthers.
Again, they're running those counter plays, trying to throw the Colon defense off or at least trick them.
Blocking scheme has worked out a lot better for the Panthers, too, here. They're able to move the ball with a little bit more ease, and there's not as much panic and pressure in the backfield.
Absolutely, Tom.
Lawrence takes a snap, too. It's going to go to either Rojas or Lawrence. He's wrapped up heavily at the line of scrimmage. And look at the commitment there after it was at kind of dead. Didn't look like it was going anywhere. Johnson comes in and really just puts the last nail in that play.
Absolutely. He's not going to let them get out of there.
No.
So they stopped it up, held it. Number 11, Luane Wiki was in there, came off the bottom of the pile, but all the big guys were in there as well.
4th down on the 48-yard line. 4th and about 2. I'd bet my weight in gold that Climax-Scots will go for it here.
It looks like we're coming from a 2-point stance.
See the pressure coming here for the Magi. Snap goes back. Rojas looking. It's fading back out. Looks like it might be a pass. The ball's up and good. It's
Nice tip.
That's huge.
Wonderful tip by number 11, Luane Wiki. He got his hand up in the air and knocked the ball away.
The intended receiver was open and looked like he was going to make that catch. So huge play by the Magi secondary to get a turnover on downs. Magi will take over just on their own 48-yard line.
Pretty good pass rush, too.
It was. There was a lot of pressure back there on Lawrence. He didn't have a whole lot of time.
We almost can't get the replay in. The Colon Magi are up to the line fast.
Magi move so fast, it's hard to get the replay up for you guys, but we'll show you that play a little bit later if we have time. Vincent leads the Magi offense out. He moves. What's happening?
It's a direct snap to Crawford.
Crawford gets it. He's got room to the left. He's moving. He's got blockers. He's running over his own blockers.
Simon Vincent made a great block out there. And number 12, Josh West, making a great block for the big guy.
Yeah.
We've got our wide receiver and our quarterback making a wonderful block for Brandon Crawford to break away some yardage.
Big pickup for Crawford there. It's Magi are now on Climax-Scots territory on the 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Good start to the offensive drive here. I wonder what Vincent was doing when he walked away there. I started to get a little nervous because Crawford was still down on the 3-point stance.
A direct snap to a 3-point stance.
Yeah, interesting.
Great block by Josh West.
A little bit slower getting out there for the Magi. Vincent looks like he's back under command this time. Let's see if he moves. Snap will go to him. Blair stays stationary. Pass to West
Give it
this
to
time.
Josh West.
And West going to pick up about 9, and I think he got out of bounds in time to stop the... Oh, no, he did get the first down. It wasn't short at all. So West was the leading blocker and then moved the chains himself on the very next play.
They reward him after a good block
Good
with
job.
a good pass. Again, we are getting a one-on-one down here as when we spread the field out like that. Good for Josh West.
Magi on the 24-yard line now. It's 1st and 10. Vincent back under in the pistol.
They got him on the line again. Yeah, so wait, that's
Blair in motion. Going to give it to Crawford. Crawford has it. He's got one man to run through. Oh, and they bring him down with momentum.
Number
But not
13
before
brought him
getting down
down.
within the 10. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Magi.
DeMonte Jenkins Gooden. He was the last line of defense there to bring down Crawford. Brought West that time in to play tight end. Instead of being split out, he came in to play tight end, and we played power.
All right, Magi got 3 yards to get into the end zone here. 8:50 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Blair goes in motion. Flag. It's going to blow it dead. We're going to march back a few yards there. Let's real quick jump back into that defensive play that got it to turn over for the Magi here. It's going to be the pass. You're going to see it broken up here. Lawrence is going to take the snap.
Everybody's coming from a 2-point stance. A lot of pressure. And Lewayne Wiki with a big hand up in the air. He really got up in the air.
Really got up there for that ball.
Good for him.
Good extension. So Magi will have another attempt at it. It's still 1st and goal. They only went back to the 8-yard line.
Simon Vincent went over and got the play at the sideline and brought it back in.
Slower in the huddles now than they have been.
Yeah, they're taking their time now, Tom. So they want to get this one right. And we're spread again.
Oh, and there goes Vincent. Marches to the left. It's going to be a direct snap. Oh, no. And they're going to have to call the play dead because they're not bringing him down.
That was Big Jace Ling again. He came in, but even as big as he is, he couldn't bring Crawford down. All he could do is bring him to a standstill.
Going to march it back even farther for the Magi now. Looks like it's going to be 2nd and goal, from the 14-yard line. Magi going to have to make up some room here. We know they have the tools to do it, but can they put them together?
Simon Vincent's in the pistol. He's got Crawford behind him.
It looks like they figured out the direct snap. I'll be surprised if we see it again. Blair touched in the backfield, but still able to move. Clow put a real heavy hand on him there.
That was Jace Ling again, and this time looks like he's hurt his arm. Gave it a little bit of an arm tackle. That was Mason Blair coming in motion and actually getting the counter play handoff.
Let's see what happened there on that play. If we can see as soon as we get the update here from our stats guys. See if we can get a play back on there to see if hopefully Ling is going to be all right. He's crucial to Climax-Scots on both sides of the football.
And he's one of their bigger bodies. So here he is. He lines up at a defensive end position. Yep. Here comes Mason Blair around. And he just looks like he tried to make the tackle and he just overextended his shoulder there.
Might have just be a pulled shoulder. He came down on it a little rough, so hopefully he's going to be all right. Hopefully it's just a bit of a stinger and he'll be back up and ready to go in no time.
On a cold night like this, those stingers can put you on your back.
Yeah, we forget about it because we're up here in the nice warm press box, but down there it is an issue. But he's on his feet, he's moving a little gingerly, but it looks like he's going to be all right. It doesn't look like they're nursing either arm too bad. So hopefully he'll be back in a few plays to keep Climax-Scots on the performing level that they have been these last few. It's going to bring up 3rd and goal, though. Magi's going to have to put something together. 10 yards to go to find that end zone.
Looks like he's bringing in the play. This is a 3rd and 10 to make it to the end zone.
Calling the clock to get running here. 7 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in the third quarter.
Looks like we're going to spread them out again. We got West one-on-one.
Blair in motion. Back to pass. Quick
Oh,
one.
just
he
over
got
his
hit
head.
back there. There was too much pressure.
He had him open, too. He had West open on the slant in the end zone. He was open.
And here comes the field goal crew. Honestly, we've seen from earlier that we have seen, Dan, that Colin had some struggles putting the ball through the uprights, but let's see if they can do it here for 3 points.
This is number 50. Kyle Munchin.
Going to be a big one here for the Magi line to hold them.
Looks like Caleb Thaxton is holding for him. Oh, he
Way
threw
too high.
right over
Ball
his
goes-
head. Well, Munchin's got a chance. Here he comes. He's coming down the sideline.
Great defensive play by number 3 out there, Climax-Scots.
He was trying to throw to his holder, Caleb Thaxton, in the end zone.
Well, I'll tell you what. Interesting to see the Magi take such a broken play and keep their heads about them to at least try to get something out of there, but they'll turn the ball over, and that's the first turnover on downs, at least, by the Magi tonight.
The long snap was well over his head, but he made something out of nothing and almost got the 2-point conversion.
Climax-Scots will take over on their own 10-yard line. They're going to need to keep the ball moving the way they were earlier in order to get out of this tight spot. I can't tell if Jace is back in the game or not. I don't see anybody out there who's towering over anybody else, so I don't think big 6'5" Ling is back on the field as of yet. Or is that him right there? Nope, that's number 2. All right, well,
Yeah.
Hopefully he's okay and they can get him back in the game here soon. Climax-Scots going to start their drive from the 10.
And they're all packed in there again for that run option.
Snap goes
He
back.
spun out of there.
And just a pile of bodies moving right as center and goes down. It looks like it's not going to be a pickup of anything.
That time, nobody was fooled by Jackson Lawrence's fake. I think the Colin Magi have made a halftime adjustment on that reverse spin out by the quarterback and a kind of a counter action in the backfield.
2nd and 10, doesn't look like they got too much there. A little bit of a shift as they approach the ball.
Big number
Lawrence.
77, Mason Paliga's in again,
Lawrence.
and he's up on 2-point stance.
Lawrence going to be taking the ball here in the snap. Low snap. He's able to pick it up, but he gets hit
a
big
great
time in the
stunt.
backfield by the head hunter known as Brandon Crawford.
Great stunt by Crawford. We had a little bit of a line slant up front, and it just worked out really well with the way the play was going.
It wasn't necessarily a bad snap. It was just a little low, and that added hesitation was all Crawford needed to pounce and strike.
Good defensive call there by the coaches. They seem to have made a halftime adjustment on that quarterback reverse out.
Loss of about 2 or 3 on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 12.
We've got number 80 deep now, Chris Fry. He's in the game. So obviously we want to make sure we watch for a long pass on this.
A little bit of a pause going on here. Looks like I think they're trying to get something. The officials are trying to get something figured out here. It's going to be a timeout. Climax. Let's take a look at that last defensive play from our end zone camera since it's right down there. Let's see what Crawford does when he goes to work.
Here he is from a 2-point stance. Oh, he's right through. We just had a really good line slant or a line stunt play on. Good call by the defensive coaches.
Yeah, you're going to see that snap come in, like we said, just a little low, and it wasn't an awful snap, but it was just enough to not give them enough time, and Crawford was able to barrel through. A ton put as much weight into him as he could, but not enough to stop Crawford's trajectory.
Looks like they were double-teaming Mason Paliga on that play, so they must have been going left.
Both teams approach the ball now, coming out of the timeout. We got 5 minutes and 26 seconds left to play in the third quarter.
So we've got number 28, Caden Carver, in at a linebacker position now for the Magi as well. Grayson Reithmueller's
All
playing
right,
the
let's
left
see what
defensive end.
Lawrence can do here. 3rd and long. Snap goes left. Punt.
Oh,
they
they
punted
kicked
on
it.
3rd. Fry gets it. He's got blockers.
Look
He's
at
got
Fry
room to
go.
Got to lose one. Loses him.
Nice
Moving through
block,
to the right
nice
side.
block by
Big
Paliga.
hit on Fry. That's going to be a flag. I'm not entirely sure what that is. We'll see more on that here in a bit. Good return.
When you make a cutback like that, you can sometimes get caught with a crackback block.
Now, Dan, why do you think they punted on 3rd down there?
You know something? I have no idea. I don't know if they, you know what? I don't know, Tom.
A bit of
I can't tell you.
Maybe a snafu or something there, or a miscommunication, but
One of the players thought it was 4th down. Really hard to say. Looks like the penalty is on Climax-Scots.
it's going to be a face mask against Climax-Scots, so that's going to take them half the distance to the goal. 1st and goal to start the drive for the Magi. Let's see if the Magi can finish what they started.
It looked like Chris Fry went down pretty quickly, so that had to be what it was.
It's going to go to Crawford. Crawford's got 2 men on him. Drags him for a little bit, but goes down short of the end zone. That was a tackle by number 10. That's Caleb King.
We did our own reverse out quarterback, so Simon reversed out, handed to Crawford really quickly, and then it was another counteraction play.
Vincent lining back up with Crawford behind him here.
This
2nd
time
and goal.
We've got it packed in this time.
Player in motion. 20's got to take it right into the end zone. Crawford this time not being brought down. Magi touchdown.
Riding the Brandon Crawford freight train.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good play.
Looks like they're going for 1 this time. The Magi, I think they're trying to get a redemption on that on the field goal. Get ready in case they do need it farther down the road.
But
Crawford comes off, and it looks like he's carrying a shoe. Okay, it's his. All right.
And Chris Fry goes back in for him.
A little bit of a size difference. Let's hope that the blocking is held up there.
It looks like Chris Fry is actually long snapping this.
Snap is good. The kick is up, and beautiful.
So that was Caleb Thaxton on the hold. Did a great job getting that ball down.
All right, so we're going to take a look at the score and drive here. Crawford's going to get it. Fights through. There's some people in his way, mainly his own players, and then just crosses the line, dragging a couple Climax-Scots players with him. But Crawford doing what Crawford does best, scoring touchdowns.
He doesn't go down on the first hit. It looks like that was a kick by Munchin, hold by Thaxton, and long snap by Chris Fry.
Everything worked out good from there. Looks like Crawford's on the sideline working out a stretch. Looks a little bit of a cramp, but I think he'll be all right.
You can get a cramp on a cold night like this. You got to make sure you stay hydrated.
Especially when you're doing so much. You know, when the offense is running to you every single play, you're expected to play center in the middle of the battlefield down there on defense as well. You know, obviously you're going to start cramping up left and right. So.
Absolutely. And we've been riding that Brandon Crawford freight train here for the entire first half and part of the second.
We sure have. 4 minutes and 35 left to go in the quarter. Here comes the kickoff for the Magi. They're going to air it out. Going back to the left and out of bounds again. Magi having a hard time keeping that inside the pylons there.
I think we're spending a lot of time trying to keep it away from DeMonte, and maybe we're keeping it too far away.
I think that's a really good observation there too, and probably for just cause. And good news for the Climax-Scots fans. Back in is number 12. It looks like he's doing just fine. Jay Sling is back in and ready for action. I think this football team would be in a lot of trouble without him.
Absolutely. So. It looks like Brandon Crawford's back in the middle too.
Yeah, he didn't take much of a respite, did he?
Yeah.
Probably kicked off his own shoe on purpose.
Didn't cramp up too much.
Nope. 1st and 10 for Climax-Scots. Let's see what they can do here, taking over at their own 35-yard line. Just going to take it. It's going to be a hand up to the middle, and he's met big time by Crawford and I think Paliga.
There was basically nowhere to go up front there. So that was number 55. That was Grayson Reithmuller and Crawford were both in on that.
No tackle called. It was essentially a stalemate at the line of scrimmage. But obviously that tackle creds will go to the person who stopped the football from advancing.
We brought in for the defensive line Tucker Lafleur now. Number 44 is in. Looks like he replaced Reithmuller. Reithmuller got a good tackle, and now he gets to take a break.
Back to the line they go. Lawrence to take the snap. Looks like it's going to be another run, this time 28, and unfortunately he runs into the headhunter, Brandon Crawford.
There was just nowhere to go. So that number 28 is Ernesto Escobedo. So Climax-Scots has got, they're resting some players too.
I think that's the first time I've seen him carry the ball tonight, yeah.
Absolutely.
So he's wrapped up quickly. He's going to bring up third and what looks to be 11. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in the quarter. On the 34-yard line. So a loss of a few there.
It looks like Colin's packing it in.
Let's see if they punt on third again here. Really throw us off. Nope, this time it's a carry, and he's got open field. It's number 17 on the carry again. I believe that is Rojas.
That looked to me like a double pitch. So a pitch from the quarterback to the running back, and then he pitched it to Rojas for a fake up the middle.
Managed to gain quite a bit of yards there. Not quite enough for the first down. It's going to still be short of about 4.
They were able to get to the second level. When you get to that point, the coach used to say, tackle everybody.
Yeah. Fourth and not too far to go. Let's see if they're going to go for it or if they will pull off that kind of sneaky pitch punt.
It looks like Caleb Johnson, outside linebacker, could be on the blitz.
Nope, he's going to look to pass. It broke down real quick, and he ran into Crawford, and he's not going anywhere. As long as there's no laundry on the field, Magi will take over.
Late push by the offensive lineman, but it's going to be short of the first down by about a yard.
And number 44, Tucker Laffler, comes up off the bottom of the pile. They sent him in, and he's up off the bottom. Yep, they did turn it over on downs.
All righty, 1st and 10 from the Climax-Scots. 44, I believe. Maybe 43, depends on what closer end that end of the football's to.
Looks like we're sending E&L's back on the field. We've got Justin Wiki out there in the backfield. Simon Vincent brought in the play.
We want to let you know that a portion of tonight's broadcast of Colon Magi football brought to you by Berkshire Hathaway Home.
Coming out to now, let's see what Vincent has. He's got 2 to the left, 1 to the right.
Nathan West spread on the far side.
Snap to Vincent, fades back, got time. We're going to throw it, gets it to Wiki.
And he got out of bounds. Oh, little extra out there on the sideline.
Still, the ref believes I think it was not malice. I think there was just a loss of top heaviness there.
Absolutely. Not purposeful.
Nope, not at all. That was enough to pick up for a first down for the Magi. Looks like the train is in motion and picking up steam.
Simon comes over to the sideline and gets a play directly from Robbie.
Oh, he's coming back. They're going to make another quick adjustment here. Stop the clock because they were able to get out of bounds. So they have a little bit of, they're not worried on time running down. Just got to worry about the play clock.
Looks like we got 2:11 left in the quarter.
All right, here come the Magi. Vincent's going to take the snap. He's going to look, going to not give it to Crawford. Failed back to pass. Going deep, looking to the end zone. He's got to get over a man. Not that time. That's good defense that time by number 2. He wasn't getting beat twice by Wiki.
That was the same play, a fake to Crawford up the middle, and then Vincent drops back, and he has a cannon for an arm.
Yeah, he sure does. I'll tell you, Drillette made a great play that time. It was the exact play that they scored on at the end of the first half there, and Drillette learned from the last time they did it, kept his location eye on the ball, and was able to knock it out of Wiki's hands.
Absolutely. Good call, Tom. That's what it was.
I'll tell you what, the impressive thing about Vincent is that he's a sophomore.
Absolutely. Strong legs, strong arm.
Low snap, going to give it to Crawford that time.
Actually,
never mind.
it was a fake.
It's
It looked
Vincent.
like it. It was Vincent. He kept it that
One
time.
man to beat to the end zone. Not going to be enough to stop him. Vincent picks up 6.
Everybody in the stadium thought Crawford had it, including us.
Yeah, fooled me. The sophomore scores in his first playoff debut as leading the Magi.
So he shows off his arm strength the play before, and then he shows off his leg strength on that.
I tell you, they got Vincent standing here at 6'3", coming in following. He's got big little shoes to fill behind Philip Alva, who could barely see over his offensive line, but led the Magi to a state championship.
And Philip Alva was a great leader.
Sure
That's
was.
what you need in your quarterback.
Yep, sure was. So the point after attempt is no good, unfortunately, but we're going to take another look here. Let's give you the end zone camera of Vincent's run.
Good blocking up front by the line. And following Crawford is almost like another blocker.
Yeah. I got faked hard on that, and that's exactly what he did. Followed him right there. Even the end zone camera got a little juked out there.
Look at that stride he has.
Still able to make it in. 1 minute and 56 seconds left to play in the third. I tell you what, the Magi are only as good as they can be because of the supporting staff they hand around them. A plethora of coaches, the cheerleading staff, the concession stand staff, everybody in the press box, and then the sideline crew as well, but who are hurting dreadfully tonight because old Johnny Greenwald could not be in there tonight. Johnny Greenwald, we miss you, buddy. We hope you're having a good time watching this broadcast. Kicking off for the Magi this time is going to be who?
Munchin.
On the ground this time, bouncing goes off the face mask.
What a great kick.
I think that's going to go with the big red wave.
Perfect onside kick. It took that funny hop right up into his face mask.
He was not ready for it either.
That ball, it does funny things as the night gets colder. That ball does funny things.
Blair came up with it. The officials didn't even care to signal because it is going the Magi way.
So that was Kyle Munchin, our kicker, who's a 5'10" freshman. He kicked that ball a wonderful, wonderful onside kick.
So Magi offense back out there again. I'd say they're giving the defense a rest, but you know in 8-man football, the defense is the offense is the defense, so everybody's still playing.
You've got Simon out there. You've got number 22, Nathan Wagner is down here on our close to us, and Josh West is split far.
Vincent back goes to air it out, goes low.
That's Wagner.
It's Wagner, lowers his shoulder and get through the first defender and picks up a Magi first down.
Wagner looks solid on that play. He came in, ran a great route, and then wouldn't go down. And he sets the ball for the ref.
Great play out there, and first down pickup for the Magi. We're going to keep on rolling. Like I said, once this train starts picking up momentum, it is hard to stop it.
It looks like the Magi are perfectly willing to air it out now.
Showing that dual threat offense.
Oh. Timeout.
Oh, we're going to come over and have a conversation with, might have it be a mask thing, or I think they're just making sure he's okay.
That's an official timeout.
While the officials are trying to figure it out, we'll keep an eye on that, but let's take a look at that last pass from the sideline perspective. Benson airs it out.
It looks like it was Drillette that tried to make that tackle, and Wagner ran through him.
Was it Drillette that they sent out as well?
It was Drillette that they sent out.
All right, well, hopefully it's just a sit out for one play. Maybe it might have been another stinger or something like that, but that's going to result in a timeout somewhere while we get figure out what's going out there. That's the end of the quarter. Excuse me. So it's the end of the quarter, and it's 45-6. We got 12 minutes left of football here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if the Magi momentum can keep up to move into the next round of playoffs.
Unusual way for the quarter to run out of time. Huh?
Sure was. Now that we have this little bit of time, let's take another look at that onside kick, shall we? So here comes the kick, takes that bounce and goes right off the face mask. Magi were able to get in there, pick that up real quickly.
That's that high second hop that he was able to get out of his onside kick. And there's just nothing like that when it comes off the turf like that, right in your face.
Yeah, you're going to have the best good hands crew out there, but if it takes an unplanned hop, then there's nothing you can do about it.
And the football will do that.
So we'll be going the other way this time. Magi moving left to right to finish out the game here. Marching towards the scoreboard is always the best way you want to end, so you know exactly what time you have and what you're looking at as a offensive team.
The flags are flapping beautifully tonight. It's a wonderful night for Colon Magi football.
Yeah, it's perfect football weather, especially if you're in the press box here and not freezing on the sidelines.
Although that Colon crowd looks pretty happy.
Sure do. Snap is going to go to number 5. Excuse me, snap goes to Vincent. Vincent hands off to Blair. Blair is met at the line of scrimmage, but maybe manages to pick up a yard.
Yes. Again, Blair, the motion man, gets the ball. on another one of those counter move plays.
Maybe I think they are saying that he didn't get anything, so it's going to be 2nd and 10. Magi coming back to the line.
We've got it packed in close this time, Tom.
Vincent takes a snap. He's going to keep it, pitch it out to Blair. Blair's met. That's a great play defensively by number 3, the quarterback, Jackson Lawrence.
He really came up strong from his cornerback position. Took that on and made a good open field tackle.
Yeah, it was a really good read, too, because, if Blair gets past him, he's picking up a first down at least.
We had everybody packed in with 2 tight ends, and once you do that, if you can get outside, you can make a lot of yards.
3rd and 10. Let's see if the Magi are going to air it out or not. 10 minutes, 55 seconds left to play in the 4th. In the game. We'll get there.
Looks like he's got Nathan Wagner and Josh West out there right now. He's got him split wide.
Still Vincent. He's taking the snap here.
He's got Josh West one-on-one on the far sideline.
Takes a snap.
He
Pass
goes to
protection.
him.
Goes to West. Let's see where they're going to mark him down. They're saying his knee dragged right there, and I'm telling you, it did not. I know it didn't.
You can see it from here.
I'm willing to go to the replay if we need to, but I'm promising you, his knee did not touch. That's a rough spot because his knee did not drag. He just dragged his foot, but that's all right. 4th and a few for the Magi. Let's see if they can march it out.
Well, we've got them all packed in together here, and it's Crawford.
There goes the freight train, and good luck stopping him. A big tackle.
Big tackle by number 13.
That's DeMonte.
DeMonte pulled him down, but he was already leaning pretty far forward after getting hit by a couple other
I think
players.
DeMonte's figured out how to tackle Crawford in the open field, and it's just got to be using a lot of physics, a.k.a. gravity.
Or just jump on his back and hope that you can ride him until he's to the ground.
Hope for the best. 1st and goal for the Magi, 2 out from the end zone.
We pulled that formation in again.
In the motion, it's Blair. He's got it in a huge hole.
Really good job by the offensive line blocking. That was very good line play. Number 55, Grayson Reithmuller. Number 77, Mason Paliga. Good blocks. Brandon Crawford led it through the hole. He could have walked in.
Very well done by the Magi offense. 51-6.
We've got Caleb Thaxton holding again.
Why is it doing that?
Good hold. Kyle Munchin put a good leg on it and got the ball up through the uprights for the extra point.
That one did not go wide, and it was well done. I'm actually in the replay booth, if you will, trying to figure out if his knee was down or not, because I still don't think it was.
Tom, I think you might be biased.
Well, okay, all right, maybe.
You know what? I think you're right. It wasn't down.
So watch. Catches it. Oh, that's a little bit of a mess. He drags his toe from behind the line, and this is where they're going to actually mark him down. But I don't think he was down at all. Nope, it looks like it, but I don't believe it at all.
I think you might be right. But it's a touchdown anyway.
Yeah, we'll take it. No problem.
Well, I can't imagine that Colin would want an onside kick again.
No,
but they do it so well. They may go and start practicing for the next time they have to come out.
We'll see here. They'll most likely air it out, I would imagine. But here's a look at that touchdown run. There's the open up.
Yeah.
Blair gets right in there, no problem.
Really good blocking from the offensive line.
52-6.
It's Kyle Munchin again on the kick, and he was pretty good last time.
Munchin lines up.
And he does it again.
And it's another one on the ground, and it's going to be
Number
gobbled
10.
up there by number 10. That's Caleb King.
Caleb King, he made a really good play. Kyle Munchin's got that onside kick down. He does it really, really well.
I'm thinking as well, too, what you mentioned earlier, Dan. I think they're doing their best to keep it out from going to the air to their strong, fast, real powerful runners in the back, such as, Rojas and
And DeMonte.
DeMonte, yes.
So they're definitely keeping the ball away from the good returners for Climax-Scots.
Even if they're not trying to recover it as an onside kick themselves, I think they're just trying to make sure that the powerhouses in the back don't pick it up and are able to really march downfield.
Absolutely. The only problem is we keep giving them field position almost on the 50.
Well, when you have the defensive show out like they have been, it's something you don't have to really worry about. Play go fumble right off the bat here, and it looks like Climax-Scots is able to recover their own fumble.
Grayson Reithmuller blew in the line that time so fast that he was almost getting the snap from the quarterback. And he did it at a low point. It was basically on the ground, crabbing his way up there. Really well played.
Loss of what looks to be about 4, maybe 3 out there. Jackson Lawrence going to take it on second. High snap. Mage just keeps his hand on it. He's got it himself. 84, I think, was leading that tackle there.
84 is Al Stoll.
Al Stoll able to bring him down, but not before Lawrence picks up a few for himself. It's going to be 3rd and what looks to be 7.
We've got number 58 entering the game. That's Charles Wagner. So now our front line is Tucker Laffler, Charles Wagner, and I can't see the far side.
From their own 46-yard line.
Climax going to take the snap. It's going to be another handoff there. It's going to be 22 and 44 on the tackle for the Magi.
22 is Nathan Wagner. Nathan Wagner is now playing defensive end, and he was the same one who caught a great pass on offense as offensive end.
That's what you love to see in 8-man football. You can see young men, definitely playing their hearts out on both sides and showing off their skill set both on offense and defense.
Definitely, and Colin certainly has their second team defensive line in, but they don't seem to have lost much.
4th down and 3 to go. They have to get this to continue their march. It's a double handoff. It looks like they might have it. It's going to depend on the sideline spot here.
Looks to me, he's giving him the first down, Tom.
Already giving it to him.
Definitely giving it to him. Pretty good carry by number 17. That's Noah Rojas again.
Rojas picks up another first down for the Panthers. I think he's been the breadwinner for grabbing those first downs for them so far this game.
We've got Kyle Munchin, the kicker. He's out playing outside linebacker. It's only the 50th time.
Lawrence is going to take the snap, hand off. It goes around to the left side, and plethora of Magi are there to meet him.
Kyle Montaigne, the kicker's in on the tackle. Good job.
2nd and 6 for Climax-Scots, where they're at right now. For those watching at home, in case you're curious why the clock has kept running, we are above the 35 score limit, so it is a running clock.
We've got Josh West and number 36, Maverick Downs, are warming up on the sidelines.
Rush 3, Lawrence, the quarterback, kept it himself after a great fake and some good blocking schemes by the line there to give him a big pickup in a Climax-Scots first down.
And Kyle Montaigne is in on another tackle. We've got number 66 up on the defensive line. Xander Carroll is out now for the Magi.
Lawrence back under to move it again here. 1st and 10 from the 30. Sat back, it looks like it's going to be the same play. He breaks free. Not many people to stop him now, and that's going to be a Climax-Scots touchdown.
Being chased by Tucker Laffler.
Second touchdown for the Panthers tonight.
So that was Jackson Lawrence on the quarterback keep. Everybody was faked.
Yeah, I thought it was going to Rojas for sure.
He's gotten the ball every other time.
So let's see what they're going to do here. It looks like they're going for 2, Dan.
I'd say they're definitely going for 2. I'm happy to see that we've got Josh West warming up Maverick Downs on the sideline.
Handoff around the outside. Not many people to stop him.
And that was Aiden Drillette, who was hurt on the defensive side of the ball in the last series. Now he's running for the 2-point conversion. Picks
up the 2-point conversion, making it 52-14. So let's check that end zone camera here, and we can see the tremendous angle here on this touchdown run.
Oh, good blocking up front.
He runs.
Yeah, that was a pretty wide hole on that one.
That was the
run.
Yeah, that was the run before that led to the run middle. So let's get the sideline view for the touchdown run here. It's going to be Jackson, and it's the exact same play. They saw that it worked the first time with the secondary
And they blocked
team
it even better right there. I mean, you could have driven a truck through that hole.
He made a good adjustment in the secondary to get away from the backup Magi's defender, and he ran right in for the Climax-Scots touchdown.
Pretty good textbook blocking, though, on that. The Climax-Scots guys certainly haven't given up on this game.
52-14, 4 minutes and 51 minutes left to play in the game. Climax-Scots on the kickoff. And
he just faked us out really quick there.
And here it comes. It's the attempt. It's an onside kick attempt.
A good onside kick.
And it's fumbled out of the hands of number 25 for the Magi, but was
Cody Dovey. He had the ball in his hands, but again, it took that strange secondary hop that it takes.
Worked out well for him. Stayed in bounds.
Looks like Connor Hetman. Looks like number 30 Connor Hetman may have jumped on the ball.
So Magi will take over on the 36-yard line, and in comes, I believe it's going to be Maverick
It is.
Downs.
It's Maverick Downs, number 36, who Josh West was warming him up on the sideline, and now he's in.
So Downs to take his first snap here, a freshman, 1st and 10. Snap is going to be handed off in the middle. He's met instantly.
I didn't see who that was.
I think it's 25.
It's number 25. That's Cody Dovey.
So Dovey was met at the line, might have been able to pick up one.
Cody Dovey's a 5'9" junior, 155 pounds. Met right in the hole.
I think it's safe to say that the Magi offense is playing with a couple of their secondaries in the well, trying to get them ready. Save the first string for the games to come, as it's looking, if it's not too bold to say.
And the second string, these guys, they deserve to play.
Oh, for sure.
They've got to play against the first string in practice every day.
Yep. So, yeah, they got to get their reps out there. You know, it will be their time soon enough.
Yeah, number 60, Austin Daniel, is split wide. He's on our side of the ball here.
He's going to wait for the count to start happening. There goes the back official's hand. Take the snap, hand off. No, he's going to keep it himself. Pitch out, and looks like nothing's going to happen.
Yeah, he was caught by number 3. Jackson Lawrence is playing hard. He doesn't want to give up any more yards for Climax-Scots.
That was Thaxton on the attempt. Loss of 5 there on the play. It's going to be a 3rd and 15.
We've got number 58, Charles Wagner, out there on the offensive line.
Looks like the Magi are taking their time out here. Downs coming back out.
They're taking as much time as they possibly can, Tom.
We do have that running clock, so Maverick probably will not ask for the ball to be, or the line to be set until the hand goes up, which it is right now, so they'll get right into it.
Great for him to see how to do this.
Thaxton goes in motion. It's going to be another run, and again is
just stopped up in the middle.
Right at the line. So.
But we're under 2 minutes to play.
Mm-hmm. So I suspect we're going to see the Magi punt the ball here.
Looks like they're going to keep the second team out on the field. They may just run another play.
Oh, there's a chance, yeah, for sure. With it being
they're running down to 1 minute and 40.
Yep. Waiting again for the official to raise his hand.
We've got about 4th and 18.
Yeah, I think this was the whole purpose of this drive was just.
And here comes Kyle Montaigne. Here comes the kicker. He's coming out to kick. They took their time.
Hand is up. The count has started. Timeout is going to be called, and I believe.
Yeah, Colin had the timeouts to burn, so they ran the clock down as far as they could. Put Kyle Montaigne out to kick. And now they're ready to go.
So moving into it here, final minutes of the game, 69 seconds left to play in the entire game itself. Magi have a commanding lead of 52-14. on this brisk Thursday night. The Magi are in good form, Dan, and I think they're going to be ready for whoever they face next week.
They've certainly shown that they can make adjustments, both quarter adjustments and halftime adjustments, both on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. They were able to stop that Climax-Scots triple option or triple fake, I guess, threat, and they were able to change and go to the pass.
Magi really, rearing that head of the, the triple face dragon. The snap goes up. There's no pressure to get in there. Montaigne is going to air that ball out. It's a pretty good punt.
And there's DeMonte.
And he's got a big block there, and he finally gets pushed out of bounds.
Now we can see why we kept the ball away from him.
Yeah, that man knows how to run when he gets the ball in open field. There is a flag at the 50. There's a good chance that that's going to be a blindside block in the back going against Climax.
He makes that cut to the outside and runs down the sideline. There are a lot of times that can happen because as a blocker you get out of position.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
it's going to be a block in the back,
back.
Against Climax. So that's interesting too. I think it was close, but I still think that it wasn't considered a block in the back. I think he could still see the numbers when he approached him. I think that was just an unfortunate call going against Climax on that one.
It can happen when he makes a quick cut like that and he comes up the sideline. The guy you're thinking about blocking all of a sudden moves to a different place and you hit him in the back.
Yeah, just trying to get everything you can out of it. So it's an understandable, unfortunate error going against Climax-Scots.
Looks like we're playing a little bit of a prevent defense.
So Climax-Scots will start this drive from their own 35.
With just under 58 seconds left.
Getting a little bit of a change there for the Climax-Scots Panthers.
Looks to me like they've got Caleb King coming in. Nope, they're staying with the same quarterback.
Still Lawrence. Snap goes up. Lawrence was fading back to pass. He beats the defenders coming at him. Still going to air it out. 28 has a chance. Just barely overthrows him. And with it being the running clock, it's going to keep running here.
Big number 66, Xander Carroll, was chasing him down, but he just couldn't quite catch the speedy quarterback.
So following this week, it will depend on where the Magi will play next. Will they play in Baroque or will they play home against Wyoming Tri-Unity? It all depends on who wins that game coming up later this week.
Looks like they're going to try and get one more play in, Tom.
20 seconds to go. It's going to be a handoff to number 42. 42 finding his way through the center there before he's wrapped up by a bunch of Magi and finally brought down.
42 is Cameron Murray.
So I think that was his first carry of the game.
He's a 5'10", 165-pound freshman.
That's a good run for him there to end this game.
Looks like this is the end of the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, that will do it. The defending state champions, your very own Colon Magi, take the first round of the playoffs over Climax-Scots, 52-14. And Dan, what a game.
Well, very good game. The Magi did all of the things that they do well, and they were able to make adjustments, and they were able to really take Climax-Scots out of their game.
Yeah, Robbie Hatton made the perfect adjustments, like you said, at the halftime and came out. Not that they were, obviously they weren't in any danger to have to, force the adjustments, but it's good to see a team make the, the calculations that they need when they come out. And even though that the score was 52-14, it was an entertaining ball game all the way through.
Oh, Climax-Scots never stopped playing hard. I think it's interesting that you have, the Brandon Crawford freight train, but you have Simon Vincent, you have Josh West, you have a number of players, both of the wikis, that can come through when you need them to come through.
Yeah,
so,
it was a great show out there for the Magi all around. Both sides of the football, offensively and defensively, making up real big stops, keeping the Climax-Scots from gaining on them too much. But Climax-Scots made the good adjustments that they needed to, coming from playing them on the 16th. I thought they looked like a much tougher team, and congratulations on a good season, ending regular 3-3, ending it all out 3-4 against the Magi, which you got to come and you got to expect the Magi to play really hard. They are the defending state champions.
Absolutely, and I think Climax-Scots, they've got nothing to hang their head on here. A couple of good plays, the Caleb Johnson fumble recovery, and a couple of other plays. If they hadn't gone our way, a couple of onside kicks that went our way.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody did their part.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. Dan, you got any last remarks?
Just a great night for Colon Magi football. It's good to see them all singing the alma mater and having a great night.
Oh, for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, for Dan Keller, I am Tom Smolars. Thank you very much for joining us. Hopefully we'll be back on next week here at home. If not, we'll see you out there.
Thanks for having me, Tom.
Yeah, thank you.